Hello friends, welcome back to the bench. Thank you very much for joining me. Our patient is this tiny little board. Now the customer did tell me where it came from, but I don't remember. It was some kind of either network device or... No, was it oscilloscope? Well, doesn't matter. What it has is a GPU and CPU, or at least that's what I think it is. Yeah, this should be GPU, right? I'm not sure, but well, it would make sense, right? Maybe it's some kind of chipset or something like that. It kind of looks like chipset, right? It doesn't really look like GPU. But what we gotta do is swap the CPU. The CPU in question is SR0QK. Now, I'm not sure why we're replacing it, meaning I'm not sure how it was diagnosed, but we're not going to be doing diagnosing. However, what we are going to do, first let's see, actually let's get a lower zoom on it so we can see more. Let's see, the CPU looks exactly the same. Yeah. Okay, so we know, well, the serial number is different, but obviously it is. Let's inspect the balls. I'm not sure if this is leaded or lead free. Judging by this shininess, I'm not sure. It could be either, but I would guess this is leaded. It needs to be cleaned. There's plenty of gunk in it, so we need to clean it before replacing it for sure. But that's not an issue. Now let's take a look at the board here. And let's do some measurements. So if this is fried, we expect short probably on all these coils. This is likely V-core coils. Yeah, we're going here to the... So let's check on the cups. First on the cups, polarity doesn't really matter that much. We have 1.2, 1.3. Depending on the CPU, if this was AMD, you know, 1-2 ohms is good. 2.1 on these, yeah, 2.1, 2.2 on these. So it kind of seems low, sure, but I was expecting a short. Let's see on this one. We have 8.5 here, so this might be memory. No, 14 here. This is definitely memory, because memory is usually in the teens, higher teens, up to like 25, depending on the CPU, obviously. And this is Intel, right? I think it is. So let's compare against the ground. Yeah, so about 1.2 here, and this is ground. This is, yeah, about 2.2 here. 2.2. Okay, well, the board is for the CPU swap, so that's what we have to do. But I wanted to measure first, so we can measure after the replacement and see if there's a difference. Now let's just see on those coils over here. I got 1.2, 1.2, 2.2, 2.2, 2.2. So 1.2 on these and 2.2 on these, right? So after the CPU swap, we probably want to see difference, right? Like higher resistance, perhaps. But since this is not short, right? If I was reading here like 0.2, 0.1, we would call that a dead short. This is not dead short. So it could be that the CPU is damaged in some other way, or the customer is just trying to isolate the problem and just wants to replace the CPU to see if that makes any difference. So we'll see about that. So are you sure the CPU is at fault over here? I guess, because if the cups were moved, there's definitely signs of soldering here. I understand if you replace the if you move the coil to isolate the short on which side it is on, that would make sense. But the cups, were you lifting cups? What for? And is the short on these cups too? Yeah, it is right by the CPU for sure. Let's see the resistance here. 1.1. Well, if this was shorted MOSFET, this would show 0, not 1.1. So the short is somewhere else, not on the MOSFET. So it would make sense that it's the CPU that is shorted. Well, the board is not here for diagnosis, so I'm just kind of going extra mile unnecessarily. If we swap the CPU and the problem is the same, then you'll be able to figure it out pretty easy. Just start swapping those MOSFETs. So what I would do, I would just inject like 0.5 volts on this side over here and see if any of those transistors are getting hot. That's what I would do. Okay, let's get everything prepped, and we're gonna keep it like this. Thermocouple is gonna be sitting here. What we don't want to do is cause any further damage. Okay, that should be it. So thermocouple is gonna be sitting here. Everything is covered, so this should be, that'll give me a little more room to play, right? I don't have to worry about all those neighboring components. Especially since I haven't showed you guys, but I use like a huge tip for wicking now. I could reduce it. I do have a little smaller one over here. Maybe I could switch to this one because I'm not gonna need this much. But since I'm working with the big one, it's easy to just kind of push it a bit too far, and then the component is gonna be attracted to the tip because it's hot. Alrighty, now let's put it on the machine and let's roll the footage. As you can see, I burned the crap out of the flax, right? And I cleaned it with dry Q-tip. Look, even between the cups, and it's not sticky. I mean, it's a little bit sticky, you know, but not enough that it would bother me. That's the power of Omega 559 formula. I love it. All right, now let's take a look at the board. All right, we have plenty of flax. I'm gonna put it in the ultrasonic cleaner, but first let's remove the majority of it. Again, you don't need to even use alcohol for this, just dry Q-tip, and you should be able to remove the majority of it, and then just soft ultrasonic cleaning or what have you, and it should be good. Now the alignment looks good to me. Looks like it was before, so I think we're good there. I think it's soldered on very nicely. Obviously we're not gonna detect that by pushing on the CPU. Just you can do that with the socket because it's plastic. So if like one corner of the socket doesn't solder on, you will notice that it'll be lifting on one side. But with CPU you can't do that. Now let's clean a little more over here, and we're gonna just spray it with alcohol in a second, but first let's remove the Kapton tape and let's do the measurements, just out of curiosity. What has changed? Next time I'm definitely not doing this for $50, and I don't know if you saw it on the footage, on the sped up footage, but it took forever to preheat it, over half an hour to preheat it, and not even to 202, because normally the motherboards and stuff I preheat to 202 or 205 at the bottom, even to 10. This one, no, I thought it's a tiny board. Usually those tiny boards are easier to work on. Not this one. This one is the opposite. This one was a monster. So don't let the small size fool you. This is at least 25 layers, if not more. It's crazy. I did not expect that, but well, once it started preheating, I knew that it wasn't gonna go that easy, but I couldn't stop or modify anything. Plus, since the board is small, it doesn't cover the entire heater. So when you're bending over the machine, that heater is blasting in your face. It's that's why the small boards might be easier. Typically, they're easier to preheat because they're just smaller. But the drawback is that it doesn't cover the whole heater, so you're going to be exposed to a lot of heat. And in some cases, like this particular one, small board doesn't mean it's easier to preheat, not even in the slightest. Now the rest is going to be cleaned by the ultrasonic cleaner, so I just want to remove the majority of it so I can see. And the flax is not conductive, so we don't care if there's any left over. This is NC flax, so it's all good. It floats nicely underneath the chip. Right before or when it started floating, I put some flax around it, and it nicely flown into the or under the chip. This is something that some of you guys complained about with my previous blends, rightfully so. So I kept that in mind when I was developing this formula. Okay, that should be enough for now, just for the sake of measurements. And now let's see what it is. So we had about 1 point something here and 2 point something here. So let's see if we have the same stuff here. Now we have 4.5 here, so it's better. And we have 5.5 here. Okay, so looks like the CPU was indeed at fault here. It wasn't a dead short, looks like, but it was shorted enough to not work. So those 4 ohms of difference, which also means that our CPU is soldered on correctly. Now let's just check this little transistor over here. Which one was it? I think this one. This one was showing like 1 point something, right? And now it's showing 4.5. Okay, So we're good, but please don't send me any more of these, or at least just be mindful that it's not going to be 50 bucks next time. I'm sorry, but this is just way too much work for 50 bucks. I did not expect it, but I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see because one of my lights is off. Let me fix that. I'm not sure why it was off. I forgot to turn it on or something. It's crazy thick, like ridiculously thick. That was the main challenge of this. Crazy. I don't know why I take jobs like this, but you know, I just want to help out. But in this case, looks like I did manage to help out. So if you want, I can send you a, if it works, like if you put it back in the device and everything works as expected, feel free to send me a tip. If it doesn't, then you know, don't worry about it. But if it does work, definitely if you want to, obviously I'm not demanding that, but I'll give you an option of dropping the tip because this was a lot harder than I thought it would be. But if you have good flux, everything is a lot easier. If I had to do this with Kingbow flux, this would have been a miserable experience. But also a good news is I can use the tiny ultrasonic cleaner for the phone boards and stuff because this will fit very nicely. So I don't have to heat up 30 liters of liquid to clean this. But we have a fix. So you asked for old CPU to be returned. I also wicked it, as you saw, just so you can admire it and maybe do some measurements or something if you're curious. I don't remember which socket the memory was in, and I'm not sure why you even send it with the memory. So I'm just going to put it separately because I think it was at the bottom, but I don't remember. It's not very important. And all these pieces of solder go to my little box. Alrighty. So that was a very underrated board, or a very misleading board. The craziest, hardest CPU swap I've ever done so far, just because of that thermal mass of the board. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you guys very much for watching. I do appreciate you, and I shall see you guys in the next one.